Hi, my name's Sherry Sanders, and I'm a county extension agent working in the field of agriculture in White County as a part of the University of Arkansas System Division of Agriculture. And this is Agriculture. This series is meant to celebrate and empower women working in the field of agriculture in the state of Arkansas. This month's feature is Dr. Casandra Cox. She's an assistant professor here at the University of Arkansas in Fayetteville in ag leadership and ag communication. And this is her story.
So I'm currently an assistant professor at the University of Arkansas in agricultural communications and agricultural leadership. I finished my dissertation last summer and transitioned to this position. Before that, I had served as an instructor, non-tenure track, and I did predominantly teaching, but I also advised graduate students and did research and participated in grants kind of as I wanted to or as it supported the areas. I really believe strongly that research and the work that I'm doing should support my student learning in the classroom, that it shouldn't just be textbook. There has to be practical application too. So when I transitioned to my tenure track position, more grant writing, more research projects, I'm actually able to advise Ph.D. students now, and I have a Ph.D. student that I'm currently working with, in addition to master's students and honors students. So teaching is a portion, and it's kind of my passion for what I do here. But I also really, as I say, love that connection between the research and the service, being able to take what we research, bring it into our classroom, and then also take those skills and bring them to the service area. So I teach a variety of leadership and communications courses, and it varies by semester, but I teach about leadership development, leadership, personal leadership. So how do you operate as a person, and how does that put you in a position to work with other people? Sometimes we say, if I have to work with that person one more time, instead of looking at how they think, how their brain works, what their feelings are, what is their passion for doing it, what's their motivation. And so we really try to teach our students to look at those concepts and then apply them in each of their work settings with each person they work with, both the ones they love to work with and the ones that maybe they dread working with, to get a better understanding. And that's key in that leadership starting point, like that self-awareness. So leadership theory would be another area. So teaching students how to take theoretical applications and then apply them in real world settings to solve problems or case studies, to debate topics that they have an interest in, that if you give them a theory and say, you have to believe this and you have to believe that, now tell us why it is that way, it gives them a chance to explore the theory more deeply. Within communications, I teach graphic design, which is a lot of fun for me. I love the electronic communications and the application pieces. I feel like one of the areas that I have strength in and that I'm passionate about is workforce development. So bringing skills people can really use in the workplace and making sure they're prepared to do that. So in graphic design, students learn Adobe Photoshop, they'll learn about InDesign, they'll learn Illustrator, and then they'll learn the basic concepts of design. So what makes something a good design? How does it have to be usable to other people? I teach change leadership, so also the technological changes. So how do we get people to adopt new technologies? And I bring in a lot of historical and current applications. So my uncle worked for NRCS in Texas for a long time. So I recently, before I taught the class last fall, said, hey, can you get me some information on Hugh Bennett? I want to use him as a change maker in our industry so students can see that real application, gain a historical understanding, and then apply change leadership concepts to that. So bringing in examples and then having them find their own examples and apply it from their workplace or the organizations they're a part of is really critical to me. In addition, I teach electronic communications, which includes website design and development, email communications, and then finally social media. And the social media part is not only being able to create a strategy, but also we use a simulation software. so students can practice. That was something I couldn't do on my own because of time limitations, but we actually purchased the software. They work for a pseudo company. They have to do internal and external communications. They have a digital textbook they read, and then they complete simulations with metrics that are given to them for various platforms so they can really evaluate what they're doing. And I love that because even this summer I've received texts from students who were in the class in the spring who said, hey, I'm using my textbook every day and my employer's interested in the simulation software. Is it okay to share? And then also little things like, would I be able to get access to this because they want to use it in what they're currently doing? So those tangible outcomes become really important. So then that also connects to service and doing service like Clover Communicators, which is a project that I'm doing right now with Washington County 4-H. And that allows me to take marketing communications, put it in a format that youth, and it's open to ages 9 to 19 for this project. We didn't want to limit it to just senior 4-Hers, but allowing them to get hands-on skills. I certainly could not have done this without Lauren Cheevers, who is the agent and was a student of mine previously. So she's an alumnus of our program, and it was her idea initially. And then what we did was I worked with Elizabeth Berner, who was a graduate assistant in the program, to create an outline. And I would tell you, Elizabeth did the heavy lifting and the prep work for it. And now that she's graduated, I take the lessons and the resources she left for me. I make sure they're adjusted down to my audience group, and then we go out and apply. So for instance, we had an event called Farm Friends in Washington County. My Clover Communicators learned how to write public service announcements for radio. They wrote those out. I brought them back to students here and had them, communication students, refine them. Then the group that wanted to record, I went back to the county and we recorded the PSAs and we distributed them to radio news outlets. So they're going to get credit for a promotion piece in their record books. I was able to give them distribution and the reach of the radio. And then they also get to learn about what we do here and understand that it is a career path that they could potentially explore. We've done photography, we're working on videography now. We'll do social media and make sure that they understand how to use social media safely, and then also the power of it as a promotion tool. So those are ways that those circles overlap. If I do research in social media, if I teach social media, and then I do service in social media, I'm able to advance kind of that output.